My name is John Adams. I am the grandson of Daryl and Odette Allen, and so that's how I'm related to Will and Julia. Something important to me is thinking of others and selflessness. I like to pick up trash whenever I go on a walk, and my son today, I was really proud of him. He came here to the campsite, and the first thing he did was drop what he was doing and help somebody carry something in, and it made me feel like a good father, or at least a lucky father.
Hi, my name's Ann Copelan. I'm the daughter of Margaret, who is the youngest daughter of Will and our grandparents, Julia. Right, I knew that. I live in Casper, Wyoming, and lived in Rock Springs for 50 years, which is where Will and Julia are buried. And what inspires me is my family, truly. They're good people, my immediate family, and my cousin, sister Mary, as we were really good friends when we were young, and have kept a connection, as little as it is over the years. But and we worked with Uncle Daryl's family when they worked out in Richter Valley, and I just have a great family, and that's what inspires me.
My name is James Adams. I am one of the greatest grandsons of Daryl. And something that's important to me is, I think, having a good schedule, making sure that you're keeping track of your time and stuff. I think that's important, especially now I'm graduating. I think being more independent is something that's important to me. So, yeah.
Hi, my name is Mary Jessica Adams. I'm related to Matthew Adams, who is the brother of John and the son of Robert Adams. Something important to me and inspires me is probably music. Music's super important, and we have a lot of music incorporated in the Adams family. So.
Do you write music for perform?
I don't write, but I used to dance and play the piano and the flute and kind of learn the guitar, but yeah. Thank you.
I'm Miki Allen. I am married to Rob Allen, whose father is David Allen, whose father and mother are Daryl and Odette Allen. So I descend through that line from Will and Julia. And something that is important to me is family. And something that inspires me is getting out in nature, in the mountains, the red rock formations. We like to go out in our Jeeps and get out away from the crowds, and that's something that I need to recharge my soul. So that's me.
Hi, my name is Joe Earl. I'm married into the family. I'm married to Kimbery Earl. Her maiden name's Kimbery Allen, so Sid and Luann's daughter. And that line goes through Daryl and Odette, that family line. So that's the family I'm married into. And for me, what inspires me is meeting new people. I love meeting new people. I love talking to people and getting their story. I'm super open. I'm a non-judgmental type of personality. And I work with people that have severe mental illnesses and are offenders as far as my job goes. And so I've gained a lot of empathy and a lot of compassion for just those types of people and everyone in general. So that's what inspires me, just people's stories and getting to know others. And I've really enjoyed getting to know the Daryl and Odette line and the other lines here at this reunion. Thank you very much. Nice.
Okay, my name is Jennifer Leah Argyle. I am related to Will and Julia through Daryl, who is their son. And Daryl was the father of my grandmother, Betty Ward, who was married to Bill Ward. And their son, oldest son, Rick Ward, is my dad. So that's kind of how I am related to everybody here. Something that's really important to me is actually connecting with people. So I have wanted to be a therapist since I was 10 years old, and sorry, I'm gonna get emotional about it. This last spring, I got my master's degree in social work. So I get to connect with people and help people with their struggles and a lot of their issues, and that just brings me so much joy and peace, and being able to connect what I've been through with what they've been through, and just I love people. See what how they tick, how they think, all of that. So, and I get to do it as a profession, and I know that was something that was really a big thing of my grandma, Betty Ward. She was a school teacher and very also people related, and just loved doing service and things for others. And so I feel like that has also really inspired me. My family is so important, so that is what's important and inspiring to me.
Okay, my name is Daniel Allen, and I'm Theodore Allen's second son. And he was actually the seventh child of William and Julia, and he was born in Rock Spring. The significant thing about the Allen family that I think it was the love that they all had for each other. My dad used to call Uncle Darrell Pappy, and I never understood it when I was young, but after I got older, I seen the value in that, and I seen how Uncle Darrell used to treat Dad, and how the family had these good relationships with each other. They're a blessed family, and I am truly, truly grateful to be part of them.
Okay, my name is Lois Allen. I'm married to Dan, who is the second oldest of Ted Allen's children. Let's see, what is important to me? I have learned since being a convert to the church how important family is. And Twyla was the mother I never had. So I am inspired feel inspired, and what's important to me is the love that this family has for each other.
Hello, my name is Trent Allen. I am related to William and Julia through Dan and Lois, and then my dad is Jeremy Allen. Something that is important to me is my family. It is very important, and glad to be here. Something that inspires me, how hard my family works. It's something that inspires me pretty well.
I am Mary Lucinda Allen Adams, and Daryl Allen and Odette, Mary Odette Boulder Allen are my parents. And Daryl is the oldest son of William and Julia Allen. So that's who I am. And I am the baby of my family. I'm number 6 of 6 children. So I have a sister Betty. Well, she's here. And I have twin brothers Dave and Don, he's here. And then Tom, he's in Washington. Sid's, he's here. And me. And I like that. I'm married to Robert Adams. He's over there. He was, our first date was junior prom at Provo High School. We dated. He went on a mission. I sent him a Dear John. He came home. We got married. And it's been great ever since. We've had 7 children. Beautiful children. The best investment of our life. So we have Jennifer. She's organizing this thing. And then we have John. He's here. Then we have, let me think. Who's next? Matthew. Matthew's in California. And 2 of his daughters are here. Matthew's not. Then we have Emily. She is here with her family. And some of her family's still coming. And then we have Samuel. He lives in Seattle. He is not here. Then we have Rebecca, she's in Houston, has 5 daughters, she is not here. And then we have Joseph, he is up there and here. And he has 5 children, his wife's remarried, and they have a little baby girl, but they're still connected to us. And we have Joseph's dog, a golden lab retriever. We didn't want a dog, we didn't need a dog, but Joseph got it at Christmas. He died in August, and Michelle said, "It's your dog. We don't need a dog. It's your dog." It's a gift from Joseph, and it has been. And my life is great.
Will and Julia were my grandparents that I met before I was born, I think. I don't remember, but they had both passed away before I was born. And my mother was an orphan at the time I was born. But what is important, the most important thing to me is my family, my children, and as well as my aunts and uncles and my brothers and sisters, and they all inspire me in some way or another. But I so enjoy working in the temple, and that inspires me.
Will you say your name?
My name is Barbara K. Hamblin Slagowski.
My name is David Slagowski. I'm related to the Allens through my wife, whose mother was Margaret Allen. I'm very interested in family history and have done a lot of it. And so it's quite important to me to have the temple work done. And we serve in the Orem Temple as ordinance workers, and that's important to us.
Hi, my name is Diane Ward. I am married to Kelly Ward, who is a son of Betty Allen Ward, who is a daughter of Darrell Allen, and that's how I'm related to the group. Something important to me is my family and grandkids, and I have young grandkids still, and what inspires me is how much faith they have in God and in Jesus Christ. I love to see their little prayers answered when they pray if they've lost something or something that's important to them, and my kids inspire me.
I'm Robert Adams. My wife Mary was an Allen, and she's the granddaughter of Will and Julia. So what is important to me, the thing that's important to me is the gospel of Jesus Christ and being a member of the church. I think that is the thing we're here on earth to do, is to learn how to live right and be right and to become like Christ. And the best way to do that is to be active and involved in the church.
Okay, I am Sandy Fair. This is Emma Gale, and I am Dan Allen's fourth child, who is Ted Allen's second son, and that's how we are named to related to Will. I do actually have a son who's named after William Henry, and felt pride in naming him after that. And something that's important to us is we like to go four-wheeling to remember, have the kids know about nature and inspire and make us think about family and stuff like that. And we're done.
Hello, my name is Tim Allen. I'm the grandson of Darrell Allen, the son of Will and Julia. Things that make me enjoy life and have a passion for my 3 grandchildren. And I love to exercise, biking being my favorite activity.
My name is Daniel Woodall. I married Merideth, who is the daughter of Sid and Luann Allen, and they are from Darrell and Odette. And something that gives meaning to me, I'm a pretty simple guy, but I love music. All music helps, and I mean all kinds of music. And I enjoy it specifically because it helps me sort of transport myself mentally somewhere else. I love it. It helps me work, it helps me focus, helps me relax. Love music, all music. Yeah.
Hey, my name is Merideth Woodall, and I'm related to William and Julia Allen through Daryl Allen, their oldest son. I am his youngest granddaughter. And something that is important to me is my family and my relationships with my family. And I've really loved coming here to the reunion to meet new members of my family that I haven't met. So it's been really cool to see everybody.
My name's Vicki Allen. I'm married to Mark Allen, so I'm married into the Allen family. And I'm related to Will and Julia through my husband, of course, and his father was Ted Allen, who was a brother to Daryl Allen, and they were children of William and Julia. Just love the family, wonderful people, just have enjoyed being part of this grand family. Something I love to do that's important to me is being out in nature, hiking, camping, fishing. I love to fly fish. I love to feel the connection. To me, a spiritual, a reverent connection in the beauty of nature and fishing and standing in the water and just hearing that and feeling that wonderful feeling of that tug on your line. That's important to me, and I do it quite often. And I think about Daryl when I do that because I know he was a fly fisherman. I've seen some pictures of him with his fish. And so it's just a great thing that we're gathered here in this area where they all kind of rooted from, and we can do some fishing and camping here that connects us and helps us remember the great heritage we have and legacy.
I am Trenton James Allen. I am Daryl Allen's great-great-grandson through David. And something that inspires me is my brothers and sisters and their families.
All right, I'm Kurt Richter. I'm married to Jennifer Adams Richter, who is the oldest daughter of Robert and Mary Adams. Mary is the youngest daughter of Daryl and Odette, Daryl being I believe the oldest son of William and Julia. Something that's important to me as I was actually over at my grandfather's a month or so ago, just making a puzzle, and I commented to him that as I get older, the thing that becomes more important to me and that I'm more interested in spending my time is just cultivating relationships with people, especially relatives, but also friends. That's, I think, ultimately one of the few things that we'll take with us after we leave this life, and time is precious, and I think it's important that we spend as much time as possible with the people that we love. And that's it.
Okay, I am Emily Adams Ashby. So I am Daryl Allen's granddaughter through Mary, his youngest daughter. And I remember loving the summer times because I grew up in the military. My dad was in the Air Force all of my growing up. So we always lived far away from family. But every summer we would come to Provo and we would visit Grandma and Grandpa, Odette and Daryl, and get to know cousins and have family reunions, usually around the 4th of July. And I loved doing that, to be connected. One thing that I think I would like to share that's important to me is I've had some hard things in my life recently, and I've had to go back to work, and I am a teacher. So I teach high school math, and it's not something I aspired to at any point in my life. But to be a teacher was important for how I could relate to also being a mother to my children, be on the same schedule and things like that. But I think the thing I love most about being a teacher is I teach at a Title I school, so a lot of kids in poverty with a lot of hard things going on, a lot of crisis in their lives pretty much all the time. And I love to teach, to give people knowledge because I feel like it's so empowering. And I love to show love. Like, teaching is like my secondary purpose at my job, at least personally. Hopefully my professional supervisors don't see this video, but my first job is to make my students know what it feels like to feel loved, because a lot of them don't. And to help them know that they can do it, they're capable, and they're lovable, and I love them no matter who they are. So that's one thing about me. And honestly, the more I learn about William and Julia's family, there are so many teachers in our family. And it's a very natural thing for me. And I feel like it's a gift that's probably been handed down to me just through my genealogy. But anyway, I love the Allen family. I love being part of it. I feel really, really honored to be part of the Allen family.
Hi, I'm Cole Allen. I'm related to Dan and Lois Allen. And something that is important or inspires me is hunting and fishing. I do that a lot. I like being outdoors.
My name is Sidney Dean Allen. I am the fourth son of Daryl and Odette Allen. And that would make me a grandchild of Julia and Will, whom I never met. I never got to see either one of them. But I've come to love them through the history that I know of. Something that is important to me that I'd like to leave to my posterity, probably the most important thing is a love of the restored gospel of Jesus Christ in these the latter days. The fact that we have a living prophet to guide us. If there's one thing I wish they would take in their life, is a development of that testimony. I think as I look back on the experiences of my father and mother and their connection to the church, I have noticed it made a big difference in our family coming out of Pinedale, Wyoming. Being able to visit with the missionaries there, it changed my mother's life and my father's life. It has certainly changed my life and my wife's. And we pray every evening that those same changes will exist in our 18 grandchildren at this time. I love this life. It's been very informational and fruitful. And the most important thing it's ever given me is a posterity. Thank you.
Hi, I'm David Allen. I'm Daryl Allen's oldest son. I was born in 1939, and I'm probably Will's oldest grandson. You know, I can remember Julia mostly in pictures, but obviously I never knew Will because he died in 1925, long before I was alive. Some of the most important things to me is my friends and my art. I love to do 3D pictures. I competed a lot and have done pretty good in 3D pictures in competitions. Anyway, I love my dad. He always took good care of us, did the best he could. And Mom was the same thing. She did the best she could to take care of us. Anyway, you have a good day.
Hello, I am Eric Allen, and I am the great-grandson of Will and Julia. So I am related, Daryl is my grandfather. something that's really important to me is I love how the gospel and the church, the restored church, has echoed through the generations down to my family. I love that we're here in this place where my grandfather was born, and I love to hear of the struggles. I'm sure that's something that a lot of people have said. Something that really inspires me is I love art, and I also love technology. And when I was 14, and I saw the little lamp bouncing with the Pixar lamp, I knew that I could integrate technology and art, and I've spent my life doing it. And I think also that sharing empathy and your feelings through art and music is something that the Allens love to do, and it is my passion, and it's that's what I try to do with my entire life. So it's really exciting, especially sharing gospel things through art.
Hey, I'm Kimbery Earl. I am Daryl's granddaughter, so I'm William and Julia's great-granddaughter. Something that inspires me and that's important to me is the gospel and the peace it brings to my life. With everything else going around in the world, it's just, the gospel is like constant, and it's just brings peace to my life. And I'm also very inspired by nature and art and music. So those are some things, and family. So those are some things that are important to me.
Hello, I'm Kelly Ward, and my grandfather is Daryl Allen, who was the son of Will and Julia. And Daryl and Odette Allen had a daughter named Betty Allen Ward, who is my mother. And one thing that I like so much about the whole Allen family, actually two things. One is all the cousins and brothers-in-law and everybody, I was always impressed growing up how much they loved each other and enjoyed being in each other's company. And the second thing is how unafraid they were to try things, whether it was building houses or building furniture or electronics or sports or whatever it was. There was nothing that intimidated the Allen boys and girls. And my uncles and aunt, as I was growing up, were an inspiration to me for all the cool things they were always doing.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Adams Richter, and I am related to Will and Julia through Daryl, which is their oldest son. And so Daryl had 6 children, and my mother is the 6th child. Her name is Mary Lucinda Allen Adams. And something that inspires me and it's important to me. Well, what's important to me is family, which is why I volunteered to help for this reunion. And the gospel of Jesus Christ is important to me. Temples are important to me. My covenants in the temple have helped me to stay focused on creating a strong family culture, even though there's challenges in life, and my family has brought me the greatest joys in my life. The greatest challenges too, but absolutely, hands down, the greatest joys in my life. So it's worth my finest efforts, I feel. What inspires me? Lots of things. Well, I'm inspired by leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints at the General Conference. So words of wisdom inspire me, great books, great literature, but also fine music and fine art and culture. I love to travel. So those are some things about me. And I'm a mother of 3 children. My oldest is Julia, and she's named after Julia. And then she's married to Stuart, been married for 2 years, and they have a baby. Her name is Nora. So Stuart and Nora. And Nora's like about 8 months old, so I'm a grandma. And then my son David is married. He's been married almost a year. And then my youngest, just to Sarah.
Sarah Litchford. And then my youngest is Anne Marie Richter, and she's serving a mission right now in Atlanta, Georgia. And she is loving it. So anyway, I love the Allen family. Absolutely love the Allen family, what it stands for. The love, the creativity, the music. Yeah, it's a good thing. Glad to be here.
I'm Luann Allen. I'm married to Sid Allen. He is the son of Daryl and Odette Allen, and Daryl is the son of Will and Julia. So that's how we're related. Something that's important to me is my family and the church, and things that inspire me. I've always loved lighthouses and covered bridges, and so anywhere along the Oregon coast is inspirational to me.
My name is Harrison.
Who's your mom and dad?
Kimbery and Joe.
And what's important to you, Harrison?
Animals.
What kind of animal? Do you have a dog or?
No, all of them. And something that inspires me is animals. Because, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, Claire, it's your turn.
Hi, my name is Claire, and my mom and dad are named Merideth and Diane Ward, and my grandparents are Grandma and Grandpa Allen. And the thing that's important to me is my mom and dad, because I really love them. And what I desire is candy, because I really love candy, and I love it more than anything, except my mom and dad, and yeah.
Hi, I'm Mark Allen. I'm Ted Allen's son. Ted was the youngest child, the last child of William and Julia. And they were my grandfather and grandmother. I never did get to meet him. William died when my dad was 9 months old, and Julia died when my dad was 15. So really my grandfather was Daryl Allen, who we didn't even know as Uncle Daryl. We knew as Pappy, because that's what my dad called him, because Daryl raised my dad. And so yeah, Pappy was quite the guy, quite the character. What's important to me? Well, obviously family is extremely important, but the heritage, our family heritage is really important to me. I've really gotten into the settlement of Doc Parsons and Daphne Parsons out in Browns Park. And I've collected a lot of the family stuff through Doc and Louis and Helena Allen. I'm currently the steward of Helena's grand piano that she had in Browns Park that David Allen and Daryl Allen rebuilt from Pinedale. So it is the original grand piano that was in the cabin in Browns Park. And then I've been able to collect a lot of stuff from Louis that I've got, that I'll be pulling out tonight at the reunion, of his tenure in the Masons, and just a lot of his stuff. I've got some deeds that were given to me by Mary Allen, Daryl's daughter. A lot of cool stuff. I've met Robert Redford, who wrote the book, The Outlaw Trail, A Journey Through Time, where on pages 136, 137, and 138, he focuses on Doc Parsons' cabin and homestead, which became vitally important with the Outlaws because they actually formed the Wild Bunch in Doc Parsons' cabin, documented. And Matt Warner, who wrote a book, who was the only outlaw of the Wild Bunch that wrote a book, actually makes mention of that cabin because he lived there for 7 years, him and his wife and his daughter. So a lot of big history, American early history. Doc Parsons was the president of the Cattlemen's Association in 1869, and that was the year, May 10th, 1869 was when they completed the Intercontinental Railroad. So that was a big deal. Before that, they used to have cattle drives from Texas up to Denver, and then they'd load them on trains in Denver to go to the slaughter stations back east and whatever. So Doc was really heavily involved in that. And then later when he moved to Browns Park, he was a metallurgist, and he made his own coins in Colorado. There's only 7 of his coins known to exist. So our family heritage really goes back. Actually, a cool fact that I learned, I didn't know this, but when I went into research Doc Parsons, I pulled up the first geological survey of the American West. And on the first map of the American West, down in the right-hand corner, is Doc Parsons' cabin on the map. So he was pretty much involved in the American West from the get-go. And then Lois Allen's history is just incredible. And the experiences he had coming over on the ship with his sister. They came over on a ship called the Minnesota, got in New York, rode a train to Salt Lake. They took his sister to be married to Orson Pratt as a plural wife, and she ran away, didn't want to do it. So Lewis stayed and lived with Anders Cannon, who was George Q. Cannon's brother. Lewis lived there for 3 years and basically paid off their dentureship from coming over on the Perpetual Immigration Fund. Then he ran away from home, and he was found homeless in Rock Springs by an outlaw who brought him down to this area, Manila and Browns Park. And in that history, I've learned that Lois Allen had over 2 million acres of squatters' rights in Flaming Gorge. So a lot of history here from the family, from the Parsons, the Allens, down through Will and Julia, and all of us. We get to be connected to the settling of the United States, which is pretty cool. So that's pretty important to me, and I'm grateful to be born an Allen. And I love my kids, and they're the next generation coming up, so pretty proud of them. Joshua William Allen, named after William, my grandfather. Kristen Dawn Dally Akana, my daughter, and then my other son, Jesse Tyler Allen, who actually goes by the name Moses McKinley with his band. But they're the next ones coming up, so someday they'll get to watch this video and their dad will say, "Hi, I love you all."
My name is Olivia Earl, and I am William and Julia's great-great-granddaughter. My family is important to me, and music inspires me to sing, and that's all.
Yeah, my name is Jackson. I am related to William and Julia through my grandpa. They were his mom and dad. Something that's important to me is skateboarding and fishing. I like fishing a lot, so that's very important to me. And spending time with family. Someone who inspires me is my dad, my grandpa, and a lot of male supporters, and my mom. But yeah, more my dad.
I'm Brittany Jensen. My maiden name is Copelan. My mother is Anne, who is Margaret's daughter, and Margaret is Will and Julia's daughter, right? So I am their great-granddaughter. I'm number 7 of their 8 children, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of this family. Something that inspires me actually comes from my grandmother, from Margaret. She once told me, actually she told me several times, that education is our best insurance policy. And I am so happy to to follow through with her advice. I just graduated from the University of Wyoming last month. I'm almost 40 years old, and I was able to gain that education, and now I'm a teacher, so I can kind of live in her legacy and inspire others through that. So.
Okay, I am Linda Ellis Allen Drake McGee. I am related to Julia and Will Allen because I was married to Raymond Allen, who was the son of Lois Allen, who was the son of Will Allen. Is that right? Okay. And Ray passed away in 1980, and I had 3 children with Ray. My oldest son is Devin Allen, and he's in the Army. My middle child, my oldest daughter is Kimbery Allen, and my middle child was Nalani Allen. Now she's married to Craig Terlink, and she has 3 children, 3 daughters. My daughter Kimberly has a son, Jonathan, and a daughter, Zabria. And then I have lots of grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and what's most important to me, I think, is family. And when I got divorced from my second husband, that was one of the things that hurt so much, was I was now also divorced from the family that I knew for 18 years. And so when I heard from Mary to say, we're looking for you to come to the family reunion, my heart just broke, because it was so nice to hear from family that I hadn't heard from for so long. And it was just really nice. And so I'm so glad to be able to come here and see everybody that I haven't seen for so long.
Yeah, I'm Phil Hogan, and my relationship to the Allen family is I married Judith Gale Allen. She's the 4th child of Bill and Thelma Allen, and Bill Allen's the 5th child of William Henry Allen and Julia Swenson Tolton Allen. And I first met Judy at BYU in February of 1967, and we were introduced because Judy's family, Bill and Thelma Allen, and all of their kids but Chuck, served a construction mission down in South America, and they lived in Montevideo, Uruguay, and in a place called Carrasco, where the church headquarters and it's where the Montevideo Temple is now. And Elder Tuttle's family lived there, and other construction families lived there. And but the young missionaries got to know the Allen girls. There was 5 of them. And so back to BYU and meeting Judy, that Elder Burke was the missionary that introduced us there at the Wilkinson Center on BYU campus. And we started dating, going to young single adult activities. I was living off campus. I was living in the same ward with Judy's uncle and aunt, Uncle Darrell and Aunt Odette, living off campus. And my freshman year at BYU, I'd lived in that same ward. Different bishop at the time, but when I came off my mission, Bishop Adams was the bishop. And Mary Allen married Bishop Adams' son, John. But I mentioned them because Mary was roommate to Judy and Judy's favorite cousin, except for Hamblin. So Judy and I's courtship was pretty fast, from about the 12th of February to General Conference. I proposed to her and gave her a ring during General Conference weekend. And my parents were up from San Diego, California for a General Conference. So they got to know right away that I was engaged to be married. And we were married in the Salt Lake Temple on July 28th, 1967. And lived as married students in the back of an old pioneer house. and for a year, and then I transferred to San Diego State University down in San Diego. I'm not sure how much you want me to tell Allen family stories, or
Just tell me something that inspires you.
well, I even knew when I met Judy that she had a special, unique spirit. She'd had some real challenges in her first 2 decades of mortality, but in spite of the challenges, to and including living in South America for 3 years, going to a British school, she had a indomitable spirit, sweet spirit, and she maintained that throughout, even having to not enjoy finding out that she was going to die prematurely and not be able to raise her children. When she was told that she had cancer and her time to live was not long. That gets into a very lengthy story of all that transpired there, but I guess what would help tie things together is we're living in Salt Lake during those last few years of her life. We were living in Binion, Utah, and in her last couple of weeks of life, I had to hospitalize her because she was in so much pain with the cancer that she was taking lots and lots of a painkiller called Percocet and Percodan, but Percocet. And most people struggle to take one every 4 hours. It makes them kind of loopy. She was taking 4 every 3 hours. And a lot in a day. I was buying a whole lot of Percocet a couple of times a week, huge quantities, marketable on the black market. And anyway, this last time she was hospitalized, she could hardly speak, could hardly form a sentence. It was, she could hardly form a sentence. 2 days before she died. This is probably more a request of Bill Allen. He wanted me to be sure to get this down. She called me at the office, told me to get up to the hospital. No, her friend Sandy really called me and said, get up here, something special's happening with Judy. And I left the office and I went up there, and she was sitting up in bed, talking really clearly, saying all the things on her heart. And one of the things she said, I want you to get the kids up here. So I called our home teacher, and he brought them up, and the kids were in the room, and her sister Carol wasn't there, her brother-in-law Les Nielsen, Carol's husband. They lived in Houston, and he was there in Salt Lake for business. He was an oil company attorney. He was there in the room, and Sandy Worley was in the room, and Judy was sitting up there, and a lot of conversation went on, and she talked, not to me, but to our 2 daughters, and said, I want you to promise me that you will help your daddy find a new wife and a new mother for you kids. Backstory to that was all the years we'd been married, we always talked in terms of neither one of us would ever get remarried. It would just be the 2 of us. For her to blurt that out to our daughters, I went into shock. She obviously had a revelation. Her friend Sandy Worley said she had a heavenly visitor. She didn't know who, but she had a heavenly visitor during the afternoon. They're in the hospital room. And I think I've told that story to my kids, I hope. But Bill Allen wanted me to record that, and I was never finding the time to sit down at the computer and type all that up.
Did you find someone?
I found this beautiful woman, this wonderful daughter of God, Beth Scheme. She doesn't have a middle name. Everybody asks her if her name's Elizabeth. No, it's Beth Scheme. And now it's Beth Scheme Hogan. And she took on the task of not only raising her 7 kids, but my 5 kids as her stepkids. And then a year after we were married, we had one of our own. So she's raised 13 kids. All 13 kids have gotten married. So we have lots of grandkids. And some of the grandkids are married, and we have several great-grandkids.
It's clean.
Thank you. Sorry. So how long are we taking this? Okay, thanks. Have to recover.
So my name is Dakota Allen. I am the great-great-grandson of Will and Julia, grandson of their great-grandson of their kids, Louis and Cleo, and the grandson of their kids, Ray and Linda, and the son of Devin Allen. Most important thing to me is to be kind to others and help people that need the help that I can give.
Hey there. So my name is Matt Allen. I'm related. My dad is Tim Allen. This is my daughter Chloe. And so my dad's Tim Allen. His dad is David Allen, who's Daryl Allen, and then William Allen. That's how it goes back all the way back to William and Julia. And I guess what's important to me these days is family. Being able to provide for my little family, make sure that they're loved and they feel important, and that they know the love of God. And those things are important to me right now. Cool.
Hello, this is Rob Allen. I'm related to Will and Julia through my dad, Dave Allen, and his dad, Daryl Allen. Something that really inspires me lately is I really love getting outside, whether it's on the river or on trails in our Jeep. I used to hike, but my knees don't support that quite so well anymore. Anyways, I love being outside and seeing the beautiful world that God's created. And lately I've been I decided I wanted to start oil painting again. So I met with Mary and Jennifer, and they reminded me how to mix colors and things like that. And now I try to find the beautiful, inspiring views that I see out in the world and put those on canvas and kind of share that with people. So that's kind of something that's making a big difference for me. I also love being a grandpa, and I love my family and my kids and their kids. And I cherish any moment that I can have to be with them, because it's kind of amazing and a little sad to realize how short those times are, and that you got to love everybody while you have the opportunity to love them. Also, doing all of these interviews, it's been kind of amazing to see the family and how much love there is, how much importance there is on teaching and nurturing each other and other people, and how much music and expression and creativity runs through our family. And that's kind of awe-inspiring and humbling, and makes me want to keep going and contribute and see what I can do. And thanks for your time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next reunion.